We are here because we've had a lot of issues with infidelity.
Everyone thought Kalani and Asuelu were getting divorced, but now they're back on a new 90 Day Fiance spinoff trying to save their marriage, and they've obviously had a lot of relationship problems, but never anything this bad, and that is because Asuelu cheated on Kalani. And so guys, she cheated on him back, but not only did she cheat on him, she started a whole new relationship with this new man, and it honestly sounds like she has zero interest in working things out with Asuelu, but the real story of what is going on with these two is just flat out insane, even for 90 Day Fiance drama. So guys, here is the deal. Kalani and Asuelu are one of the couples on the new 90 Day Fiance spinoff, The Last Resort, and you would think that this would mean that they were actually ready to put the work in.
I have a lot of things that I need to work on myself.
But honestly, I don't know if I believe that's true. Because based on their social media activity over the last year, it really seems like they were done. And Kalani even seemed to be in a new relationship. So to give you guys some background, the show obviously just started airing, but as far as we know, it was actually filmed back in January of 2023. And even though all those months ago, Kalani and Asuelu were definitely having issues, it does seem like they were at least somewhat together at that point, because in January, Asuelu was still leaving heart emojis under Kalani's Instagram post, so they were still under somewhat of good terms. And even though their relationship was already on and off, and divorce was definitely something that they were considering, the reason why they were struggling at the time, though, all had to do with Asuelu's cheating.
I feel like the reason why we're here is because of me.
And for some background on that, Asuelu cheated on Kalani while he was in Samoa visiting his dad, and she found out in the most insane way. So one day, Asuelu showed her his tongue over FaceTime because it was white.
And he's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "That's a yeast infection."
And because of this, Kalani was able to connect the dots that Asuelu either kissed someone in California or in Samoa who was not her. And at first, Asuelu, of course, denied, but then he finally admitted that a woman had kissed him while in Samoa. But then, guys, to make it even worse, Asuelu admitted that he and this woman got more intimate, and she actually gave him oral, and Kalani was heartbroken.
I trusted him, and I loved him, and I gave him literally everything.
And she was ready to call it quits then and there.
I told him, "That's a wrap. I don't want to do this anymore."
But Asuelu had a different idea.
He said I could have a hall pass, and then I could go kiss someone if I wanted to.
So Kalani took him up on that and got together with someone else. And now at first, Kalani told Asuelu that they had just kissed, but on the new 90 Day show that we're all watching, she ended up admitting that her and this new mystery man were much more intimate than that. And from what I was able to find out, it looks like that decision is still impacting their lives to this day, and it might also be the reason why they don't appear to still be together anymore. So based on some of their recent posts, I do think that they are actually both completely done. And I mean, look at this clip that Kalani posted on her social media the day the show premiered. And on the show, she seemed a lot more torn up about the whole hall pass thing, but this video makes it seem like she's over all those conflicting emotions now, and at this point it does look like she almost finds the whole thing kind of funny. And I don't think she'd be posting something like this if she and Asuelu were still together. But guys, there's even more to the story, because like I said, that hall pass thing might still be very important to this day, because it looks like Kalani might actually be in a relationship with the man that she got intimate with. And on the show, we found out that the two of them were still communicating to that day, even though Kalani was trying to work things out with Asuelu. But there's actually a lot more out there that I was able to find out. So for one, it looks like this mystery man will appear on the show later, so we'll probably find out a lot more about him then, but we already know some things about him. So according to The Sun, this new man's name is Dallas. He's 28 years old, and he works for a private security company, and he and Kalani apparently both live in California nowadays, and it seems like their relationship might actually be pretty serious. And an insider revealed that they're allegedly ready to move in together, and if that's true, then she and Asuelu are definitely done. And Dallas has sometimes appeared on Kalani's social media. So we also know that he has tattoos, and at this point, that's pretty much all we know about the guy. But if he actually does make an appearance on the show, we'll get to see him and Kalani together, and I already feel like they're going to be a much better match than she and Asuelu. The two of them were always so toxic together, together and have had so many issues, and even from the first episode of The Last Resort, you could just tell that Kalani felt like this other man was treating her much better, and at the time that they were filming this, she didn't seem ready to leave Asuelu completely, but she did call him out for being very selfish, and she made it clear that things were different when she was with Dallas, intimately, and that already made her feel like she should give Dallas an actual chance instead of trying to fix her insanely dysfunctional relationship with Asuelu, and it looks like she eventually decided to go with just that, and I do think that she and Asuelu were probably really trying to work on things when they were filming for the show, and after all, they were spending time together in December and January, so I feel like what we're seeing on The Last Resort right now is actually pretty genuine, but, they've clearly moved on since then, and like I said, Kalani lives in California right now, but based on Asuelu's social media, he is somewhere completely different, so he seems to still be in the US, and he seems to be spending a lot of time in Hawaii, but that's not actually where he lives, because earlier this year, just in July, he confirmed on an Instagram Live that he was living in Vegas, and he even admitted that Kalani was in California, so, that all seems pretty definitive, and it does look like the two of them are just co-parenting right now, but I don't think they're working on their relationship anymore, and Kalani seems to have moved on with this new man, and while we don't know for sure if Asuelu is seeing someone new right now, I honestly would not be surprised, and even, not that long ago, there were rumors that he was dating Winter Everett, as in Chantel's sister from the family Chantel, and that apparently wasn't true, but that does not mean that he hasn't found someone else new, and only time will really tell how all of this plays out, but at this point, it does seem like Kalani and Asuelu are over, and they're not exactly trying to keep it a secret, and they've been pretty open about their current relationship status on social media, and I'm sure that this will continue as the show keeps airing, and all we really need now is for Kalani to officially confirm her relationship with Dallas, and it does seem likely that the two of them are together, but I'd still like to hear from Kalani herself, and I really want her to tell us, her side of the story, because based on what the inside source revealed, she and Dallas are taking things pretty seriously, and so this does feel like the natural next step, and maybe she'll officially announce the relationship once the episode with Dallas, is in air, but that's all just a possibility, but right now, all we can really do is just wait and see what happens, both on the show and on social media. But guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Were you surprised to see Kalani and Asuelu on the show? And do you think that they genuinely are trying to work things out when they were filming, or do you think they just agreed to do it just to get some money? And what do you think about Kalani potentially having a new boyfriend? All I have to say, guys, is I'm not shocked by Asuelu cheating. I always tried to give him the benefit of the doubt and just thought, hey, maybe the guy is just kind of an idiot, and that's just that, and he does dumb stuff, but to this degree of kissing someone else and even going to that next level of intimacy that he got with this random girl in Samoa, it's like, he knew he was married, and he knew it was wrong, and he still did it, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what he's doing. Part of me kind of feels like he's almost trying to just do a bunch of horrible stuff so Kalani will have to leave him, but I also, when I watch him interacting with her, it seems like he kind of wants to stay with her. So my thought with Asuelu is the guy, I'm sorry, is just a babbling idiot, and it sucks for Kalani because it's a horrible thing to go through, but I'm not that shocked. It's shocking to see the whole thing play out where Kalani ended up meeting this other guy and actually, going through all the bases with him, if you know what I mean, on an intimacy level, but it's just, that was shocking, but the Asuelu thing, unfortunately, was not the most shocking thing I've heard on 90 Day Fiance in quite some time. The Kalani thing really was, though. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And another question I have too is, do you think the hall pass thing that they did with each other had any bit of a positive impact at all, or was just Kalani kind of, letting herself out the door? But either way, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below.